Hello, beautiful beloveds. This is Stephanie Parasha, Divine Light, coming to you from New Zealand, Aotearoa, where we are being buffeted by a massive cyclone at the moment, although only some parts of the country are being affected by the really strong weather, and luckily I'm okay. We're fine where we are. We've just had a lot of rain, so definitely Mother Nature is again just showing us her power. This week we've had full moon energy, we've had, the cyclones and the heavy rain and the full cleansing, and I haven't been able to come and bring something forward for you that's been concrete enough to bring into a video for the last couple of weeks. I've been in a really, 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 really deep process. And I know that that's, for many of us, got a really important part of our journey. It's really good if we can trust those times when we really need to honour ourselves and take care of ourselves and go deep within to do the healing work. And, that's what I keep talking about for us to do. So, I'm just saying that's what I continue to do when I need to. I take that time out and I really, really honour myself and, just enclose myself in what I need to do to heal. So today is Good Friday. And it's a special day, it's a sacred day in history, whether you believe in calendars and timelines or things like that. However it's landed, it's a nice opportunity to consider our beautiful beloved Jesus Christ and what he had done for humanity. And I was talking to my daughter about the story and the history of that time, and it came to me to share with her about how important Mary was at that time. And I know for Twin Flames, the messages that are coming through and the theme of what it seems to be coming through today is around the topic of reconciliation. Now, for many of us Twin Flames that are out there, that is related, many of us think, oh, that's related to reconciling with my twin. Now, I have been shown that the reconciliation goes in many, many directions. It goes from, let's just say, use the polarities of north and south and east to west. It goes above and below, and it goes from left to right. It goes between all polarities, all opposites. So that reconciliation and those bridging and balancing of the polarities, that is one of the key parts of the twin flame experience and of our journey through life. And how this has been shown to me that in several ways this week has been particularly around the inner child. So many people refer to this as the shadow. I really like to call it the inner child, because I believe that it is our inner child that is that pain that's experienced in childhood, where we didn't receive good enough love or enough attention, or we were neglected or abused, came from a dysfunctional family where things were confusing for us as a child, left us feeling very vulnerable and in a place where we just didn't feel safe. That create those experiences from childhood are what creates what we call the shadow. So it's about reconciling the part of that inner child of us that has experienced those things, as I've mentioned, and the other part of us that is developed in accordance to that on the other polarity, which is the critical parent that says, you should be doing it better, you should be this, you should be that, and hence has had to develop a persona that you show to the world that is showing that, maybe you're perfect or you're in control and you're maybe overachieving and over-pleasing, you're a perfectionist and you've used your head and your logic to get you to survive in this society and to be accepted by others. So yet in amongst that, you've also got somewhere inside this anxious, unloved inner child that is terrified and scared and frightened that they're not going to be enough, that people aren't going to like them, that they're not going to achieve, and they're not going to be perfect. And they also can, that inner child feels paralyzed, vulnerable, and petrified and anxious. So that experience is related to how we feel in our hearts. And so imagine those two parts of ourselves that are coexisting, and yet those two can't possibly, where's the meeting place in the middle? The meeting place in the middle, what I'm kind of being shown at this point, when I'm talking about balancing and polarities and reconciliation, the point that comes to, the point that we can really heal that and come into the merging of those two parts of ourselves is via, I'm fortunate to say this, but it's via the pain, via the trigger. That's our emotional body telling us something's not right, something's uncomfortable. I don't know what it is, but I'm getting triggered. I feel really uncomfortable. I feel my inner child getting anxious and maybe a little bit defensive, needy. I'm having emotions that are not comfortable, so I'm going to go back into whatever defense mechanism that my central nervous system as a child developed in order to prevent any further threat or pain or fear from coming in. So what we've got in the middle is that's where the merging place is. It's the emotional body. So this is going to be, where the reconciliation is, and it's also the place where a lot of people don't really feel they can go. It's uncomfortable. It does involve really just going within. So I often now see in many ways I go, oh no, I've got a trigger. And sometimes I immediately go into my whatever defense mechanism I had created, and then I sit with it, and then I realize, okay, this is a gift. This trigger, that this person behaving in whatever way they're behaving has triggered me, and now I'm feeling whatever. Let's just say, in my case, what I experienced during this last week was jealousy. So the jealousy feeling, I go into that. Why am I jealous? What is it in me? I go a little bit deeper. So I really go into it. I take it deeper and I say, what am I believing that's making me feel this way? So I'm believing that, oh, okay, I'm not good enough. They've chosen someone else over me. I'm going to miss out. I'm just not worthy of them, and that makes me feel really insecure, and I just want to cry and hide. And so that's the little inner child part of me. So it's really important that we allow this work, this time, this space for our inner child to be healed. Now, I am going to be doing a separate video with a guided healing meditation. I felt the energy this morning as this download's coming through from our beautiful beloved Mother Mary, because this is the other side of the polarity. So what I came to this morning was, we've got a holiday or a ceremonial time around Easter where we honour Jesus Christ and what he did on the cross, and the whole other polarity side of Mary Magdalene and their partnership and what she was doing at the time when he was dying on the cross. And look at the cross again. There's another symbol I'm just being shown. This is the balance of the polarities. You're seeing the north and the south. So we've been given these messages to remind us, to show us the way of where we go. Now, you can see the imbalance of this holiday time where we're only honouring Jesus Christ. We're not even looking at Mary Magdalene. So you can already see where we're out of balance, where Mary Magdalene, who represents the divine feminine, has not been given any space in which to be experienced. So growing up in a home where, thinking of the energy of Mary Magdalene, it's supportive, it's loving, it's unconditionally accepting, very nurturing, and if you were feeling vulnerable or emotional or sad as a small child, Mother Mary would hold you and rock you and soothe you and pat you on the head and stroke you until you felt safe. So this is the kind of parenting that I'm talking about when we're doing our healing work, that we need to hold for ourselves. The energy of the divine Mother and Father, the Holy Spirit, the energy of Jesus and Mary, however you want to experience it. Maybe you want to recreate if those characters in your history books have not helped you, if you've been raised in a very strict Christian background. Those characters may not suit you. You can make up your own. Use your own parents, or use some other beautifully spiritually loving polarities that will hold you of both the divine feminine and masculine energies. So that's part of healing, remembering that whatever belief that is making you feel sad or depressed or uncomfortable or unloved, that is a faulty belief. That's come from your parents that brought you up that didn't get enough love, and they have passed that down to you. These are all really faulty belief systems that we've come in with. Many of the twin flames and light workers, we've heard it being said that have reincarnated ourselves into families where there is dysfunction, where there is abuse, where there's an imbalance of power between the parents and also between the child and the adult. So we are reconciling. This is what we're reconciling. This first has to take place, as we know, within ourselves. We are still doing this, whether you're in union, whether you're in partnership with another, they will still be at this point in time triggering you probably still to clear and heal some of these really core wounds. And this is a really good time to do this work because of the energies that are around right now, with the balancing, with the cross, with Good Friday, Easter, Jesus and Mary. We're bringing through predominantly where the balance has not been, the energy of being held and feeling safe and feeling loved, and allowing our inner child to rest in that beautiful healing energy and being held by that beautiful feminine love. So now what else? I got quite a big download on this morning. So this is remembering also, okay, I'm getting another message about the polarity, the healing. So I'm being shown the central nervous system as the column that goes through the body, which is the north-south polarity. So the central nervous system obviously is where much of our pain and under threat we've held. So obviously the central nervous system, I won't go into it too much, but has a certain function in which to keep you safe. And so the central nervous system of many humans, most humans in fact, has some level of where we've froze, or where we've had to create a defense mechanism, or where we've got holes in our where energy's leaking out. It's a whole system. It's like a battery. It's electrical. It runs on charges, positive, negative. It is this power center of where your emotions, energy and motions come from. It connects to the brainstem, which then connects to the mind and the beliefs. So this whole system, we are really, I'm not going to go into it too much. It's another whole separate video on this, how the system works, and also the hormones and the positive negative charges that are going between. It's a whole electrical system, and we are really rewiring and unraveling where there's blocks or hold-ups or wires crossed. We're really clearing a lot of that right now. And on a human emotional level, in order for us to cognize this process that we're going through, we need certain concepts that are going to hold us safe while this process goes on, because as we unravel the central nervous system to enable it to calm down and to be at peace, we almost have to re-experience the trauma as we unravel it. So in order to do that, we have to be able to hold ourselves safe. Otherwise, we're going to have situations where people have nervous breakdowns. They mentally can't function. That is going to be happening. So people, we really need to heal, hold, love, and support ourselves. And if we can learn to do that for ourselves, we can also do it for others. And there are others also that we can call on if we feel vulnerable enough, where we feel unsafe, that we can also use the services of therapists and healers to help us. So don't be afraid to do that too. So then you've also got the other polarity across the other side. I'm seeing that is where the heart sits. So we've got the polarity, also between the heart, and we might see the mind as being up in our head. It's not necessarily there. It sort of floats around as consciousness in other places. So again, the imbalance between the mind and the logic, trying to resolve things in our head. Our heart is where our truth is. Our heart is where we know and we hold what's happened to us. Our heart is where we close off to things, where we feel unsafe. We are wanting to be able to open our hearts to feel more love and to feel more secure and safe. And so many of us obviously have looked for that outside of ourselves. This can be quite dangerous. I really recommend at this point in time of where we're at in our journey and our evolution, that please bring that locus of control into your own sense of well-being, being able to develop that parent within yourself, that connection to source that's going to hold you safe within you. Okay, really developing that. So yeah, this is in terms of also reconciliation, and how that when you have reconciled within yourself all of these different parts and aspects that are going on, we're doing this on many layers and levels. So everything's going to be experienced via the mind, via the emotions, via the body, and via our experiences with others and our relationships. And what we're mirroring and what we're experiencing on the outside, again, is another version of that polarity and the reconciliation. So the more that we can reconcile, I'll just repeat that again just so we're clear, the anxious, unloved inner child that's frightened and scared inside of us, and develop and recognize that part of us that we've developed to show to the world that we are actually in control. Those two need to come together in the middle, where they're both going to be loved and held, and it's that will allow also that mask, those masks that we've created, to show to the world that we're actually okay. We're not frightened, scared, paralyzed, or vulnerable at all. We're actually, perfect and amazing, and or whatever. Or we've controlled others to manipulate them to whatever we've done to try and avoid experiencing that frightened, anxious inner child. The emotions, going into the pain body, looking at the faulty belief system, holding self safe, learning how to reparent ourselves with using those prototypes of divine mother, father. This is the way forward. So I'm just going to leave you with that, because I really feel that it's important at this time just to sit very much honouring the self, and really feeling all of that merging and reconciliation within the self. I'm also seeing the central nervous system with a whole lot of eternity symbol type energies going around it, so that's creating that balance and that reconciliation with yourself. This is what will help you have healthier, harmonious, balanced, connected, loving, less fearful relationships with others if you are feeling that connection within yourself. So this is what I'm talking about in terms of reconciliation. Anyway, I think I will leave it there for now, and just look out in the next either day. I'm not sure when I'm going to have time to put up that meditation, but I really encourage you to do that inner child healing work, and to really not judge, blame, or shame yourself whilst you're carrying out that work. Hold yourself in the highest love and regard and respect and honour as you do this. And I will also send you out lots of love. I'm a mama, and I'm also a father because I'm a single parent, and I do these things for my daughter, and I also do them for myself. So I'm sending that out wider to you all, embracing you in a big, beautiful, loving hug, and to hold you safe as you travel through this next part of the journey. Lots and lots of love, and I'll talk to you soon.